Welcome to Backyard Family Fun, the podcast from Pride Pool Spas and Leisure Products. In Claxton and Savannah, Georgia, celebrating 50 years serving our community, this family-owned business has spent decades helping create memories that last a lifetime. Whether you're a pool owner, a spa lover, or just looking to turn your outdoor space into a true retreat, we've got you covered right here on the Backyard Family Fun podcast. And as a crazy awesome deal for our Backyard Family Fun podcast fans, you get 10% off anything inside either location in Claxton and Savannah, excluding pools, hot tubs, or saunas when you mention the podcast. That's all you have to do. Go and visit the Claxton or Savannah Pride pools, mention the podcast, and get 10% off. Now that's a reason to celebrate. Welcome back to Backyard Family Fun. I'm Dee Daniels, happy to be sitting in the Savannah location of Pride Pool Spas and Leisure Products. And if you don't know, I'll let you know, celebrating 50 years all year long here at Pride Pools. Marshall Smith is sitting with me for this episode. And, you know, I guess maybe we've just been feeling a little nostalgic for 50 years, but 50 years as a local business in Savannah and Claxton and the surrounding areas is such a big deal. And I know it's been a family business and it continues to be. And that local thread of it is something that I wanted to kind of just sit and chat with you a little bit about today.
Yeah. I think, and good to be with you. Thanks for having me. I would say that, there's, we talk about nostalgia, we talk about pride, hence the name a little bit, so when you're part of a family, part of an organization we like to think has had a big impact on people's well-being, whether it be mentally, physically, whatever, we're proud to know we've had an impact in that way. And so, I think when you can say that you are a local company who's had a positive impact on the consumers in a, 75, 85 mile radius over the past 50 years, it makes you feel good. And so we're excited to be a part of that, and we're excited to continue to be a part of that as a family-owned business celebrating 50 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No doubt about it. I'd love to this season we've gone a little more behind the scenes, and if you want to hear the full family story, I want to invite you to go back to season 1, very first episode, and take a listen to that because it's really special and it's a great story. So I'd love for you to do that, listeners, if you missed the first season and that first episode. But I'd love to dive a little bit deep into, so not to compare in any way, shape, or form, but when it comes to pool companies and spa companies, the local piece of that, there's something about that that's so important. I've heard customers talk about being legacy customers here for generations, with families. Right. It's a big deal.
We think it is. And I think in going forward in season 2, we'll have some more. I'm excited to announce that we'll have some legacy customers that are going to come on and be a part of our conversations. So we're excited about that. So, and yes, we do have some legacy customers, and we think that the only way to develop those is that personal relationship that you foster that through just taking care of business. And if you can do that for 50 years, people understand the value of that and realize that, I'm going to, if I've got a problem, I'm going to call Pride. They're going to solve my problem, whether it be, as we've spoke on other episodes, of water chemistry, whether it be pump related or filter related or whatever the case may be with your pool, you can depend on us to solve that problem for you. And knowing that it's family, reaching out to other families and having that connection, all that's in-house, and it's local. And so you can depend on picking up the phone and talking with somebody that we don't have operators. We don't have things of that nature, that when you make that phone call, you're talking to someone that can help solve your problem. So that is huge going for the last 50 years and hopefully for the next 50 years, that people understand reaching out to a local family-owned business like us, and there are others, but we feel like we do it just as good or better than anybody else. And so, local relationships are a huge impact for us doing what we do and making sure consumers are happy with their investment.
I'm most excited about folks that call and come in. They don't have to listen to that elevator music,
That's right.
that just puts them on hold for
That's right.
20 minutes, and eventually you give up because who has time for that?
That's right.
Who has time for that?
And it's kind of like, if we talk about certain practices that go on in our industry that, people come into your community, try to sell some product, and they leave. Consumers are then kind of hung out to say, well, what if I have a problem? They usually call us
Yeah, I bet.
to help solve their problem.
Yeah.
And so, again, just encourage folks to make the effort to say, let's do our research real closely before making that investment. So, nobody wants a robot or elevator music.
Yeah.
Just, keep it local, keeps you happy.
Well, and let me ask you this too. You if someone walks in and says, "Hey, I bought this pump online. I bought this we were visiting another state, and I bought it at a pool place in Utah. Well, whatever the case may be, but I'm bringing it here, and I want that customer care here so that I can." Say, oh, maybe I need maintenance on this now, or I'm not sure if this is the right fit for my pool now. And, I'm not going back to Utah. So
it's a great, that's excellent question. And I'll say this, I think most consumers, that's another, in one of our other episodes, we talk about the good and bad practices or whatever, or the misnomer that maybe consumers have about online purchases. Well, we're here for everyone. Doesn't matter if you bought it online or if you bought it from us, we're here for everyone. What I will tell you is when you do buy it online, the warranty doesn't exist.
Right.
That's the difference. And so what happens there is they'll say, I bought it online and it was, $50 less or $30 less or whatever. Well, do the research, because I'll tell you that anything purchased online with any of the major brands, there's no warranty. And if there is any warranty, it's really short time frame. So that's the big difference between understanding if I bought it, say you went to Utah, bought that pump. But I'll say this now, it's a good point. If you bought it from a brick and mortar store, but you came back to Georgia and installed it on your pool, that's a different story. Because guess what? You bought it from a brick and mortar and it has a serial number. That can be serviced and it will carry its warranty.
Right. Okay.
Because we are a service center for a lot of brands. And so as long as we've got certain vital information about the product that you purchased, we can absolutely service it through a warranty program if it was bought through brick and mortar. Again, if it was bought online, 99% of the time, it's not going to have that warranty. So I encourage folks, again, do your research. It may be a few bucks more, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it just because you now have peace of mind that you've got a company that's going to service the product they sold you.
Well, we'd all like to think when we buy something that it's not going to break, or something's not going to go wrong with it, or it fits perfectly. I know it does. I can see it on the computer screen. It's going to fit perfect. And then it doesn't.
Right.
Or something, in the shipping, the piece breaks off, or whatever the case is. I mean, we all hope that doesn't happen, but unfortunately, it actually happens a lot.
It does. And so, again, if you're kind of going to get on an island by yourself a little bit when that happens, only because if you made the effort to say, okay, I'm going to save a few bucks, I'm going to buy it online, and then when you get it, it's broken. I would say also that happens a lot too, D. People get product and it's defective when they get it, and then they want to, they struggle to get it fixed or replaced or whatever the case is, and then a lot of times it ends up in our lap, which again, we are more than glad to assist and help, whether you bought it from us or if you bought it online. But just know that there's that caveat that comes with purchasing online. It's not going to be, you're not going to get the service if you had bought it from us or from any brick and mortar.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and because a lot of these vendors understand, because of e-commerce, they can't control it, because consumers or companies can buy their product and next thing you know, they've thrown it online and selling it. it's really hard to manage that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they monitor it pretty closely. So they know when a product was either sold through that channel or through brick and mortar.
Right.
And so having that local relationship with your pool company and Pride Pools is going to give you that peace of mind knowing that that product will get serviced effectively and efficiently going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't think of a better scenario than being able to walk into Pride Pools and say, "This is the product I need." Can you help me figure out the best way to get it? And if you've got the question, don't let yourself sort of be in that place where you're just throwing darts online or trying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Save the headache and heartache.
Yeah.
for the guesswork, a lot of times just making that call, explaining what you've got, a lot of times can solve a problem with one phone call as opposed to throwing darts at the dartboard and maybe you're not too good at darts. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not, you're going to be doing it for a while to try to solve that problem, and then you'll end up spending twice as much money as you did the first time to try to get back to square. And time, as we talk about in some of our episodes, time is everything. And so if you can minimize your time when it comes to good, proper pool care, why not? The question is, why not? So let's make sure that you just do your research. Just make sure that, because ultimately our goal is, whether you got it from us or from somewhere else, we love happy pool owners. And if you are a happy pool owner, we're happy because we just want to make sure people know and are aware that we have all the services that are required to keep everything like you want it to be in your backyard at any time. So we're here. So we're local, and we can make sure that we're going to give you that local attention that you deserve.
Absolutely. Before we go, I'd love to talk a little bit about the local relationship with the communities that you serve, and especially where the locations are. Claxton, of course,
Sure.
The sort of foundation beginning of everything Pride Pools, and it's very important that you continue to build these relationships in all of these communities that you serve, Savannah area, Claxton area, and being in the chambers and with area businesses. Those relationships have obviously been very important.
Sure.
In throughout the 50 years.
It has been. And it started with our dad when he started the business. He understood the value and the importance of being affiliated with, what I like to call good civic organizations, whether it be civic or community organizations or whatever they are, whether it be from the Chamber of Commerce, whether it be local Rotary clubs or Kiwanis clubs or Lions Club or, anything, industrial development authorities, local hospital, being involved with that like I am. And just, we understand being involved in the community, trying to keep your finger on the pulse makes people aware that you're there first and foremost. And they, having that awareness and that presence, if they've got a question or concern, they ask me. I can be on the street and I'll get questions about their pool, and I'll, try to answer it as best I can based on my limited situation there. But knowing that I'm there and can do it, it also helps me stay invested in the consumer who is also maybe a part of those organizations, and they see us being a part of it. So, the importance of that is huge, and we will never take that for granted. Fostering those relationships with, all folks in those organizations or just the community itself is I think a real big part of who we are, and we want to continue to do that. So we see a tremendous opportunity to again foster those relationships, make sure people understand that we're in the pool business, but we're also in the community business too. We're invested in the community. We want to be a part of solutions, whether they're anything to do with the pool industry or not.
Right.
We want to be a part of positive change. And so if we can be a part of that, we feel like that people take value in that as well. So
absolutely. Absolutely. And so many new people coming into these areas.
That's right.
On a pretty continuous
basis.
A lot of growth.
Yeah.
A lot of growth going on. And really, I mean, for them to, new people are learning about Pride Pools every week. I
That's
feel
right.
like,
Right.
that are coming in.
Well, I think, and this is a great channel to do it through, right? Through a podcast. And I think based on what we feel like we're trying to do for the region is to bring consumer awareness to backyard family fun. If you do have it, how we can help you with it. If you don't have it, let me show you how we can help you get there, right? So we are part of the community. We talk about, being a part of those organizations or whatever, but the geographic map, I'd like to talk about that a little bit, just because
Absolutely.
we do cover a big area. From a service point of view, we'll travel 75 up to 85 up to 95 miles in any direction to service what we sell. And we will even service product that's not even ours if needed. That's not on our channel one, but it's there. And so the point is we're always listening to the consumer, and we're here to help and do the best we can to provide that service. And so from Brunswick to Bluffton to, Savannah to Vidalia to Hazelhurst to Baxley, you name it. We cover a broad area of territory to serve consumers' needs, whether it be, again, pool or spa, or maybe even an outdoor living product, whether it be, hammocks or fire pits, or whether it be grills or whatever. All of that is associated with backyard family fun, and we have it and we can service it. So, yeah, we want to know that Mrs. Jones said, I got mine from Pride 20 years ago.
Right.
And they're still here.
Right.
And so that's the goal. Happy customers makes us happy. So, again, we understand there's a lot of dynamic that goes into backyard family fun. And we feel like we're educated well enough to make those folks happy with either any decisions they made, whether they're good or bad. and if there were bad ones, we help them get it where they need to be.
Right.
And so, again, just foster the relationship in a broad region. So, yeah, and we're proud that we cover such a large area because we have two locations, obviously, Savannah and Claxton. And so Claxton kind of being their point of origin, we feel like that our involvement in the community helps keep people invested with us because they understand we're investing in the community and we are doing what we need to do to help foster good relationships with progress in the community. So, yeah, we're growing. And so we hope that this area will grow in a way that's, it's kind of hard to, every community, every county, every municipality has different guidelines and rules and stuff and how they allow growth or whatever. And so you hope that this region is somewhat cohesive and so that we're growing in a way that's positive and productive going forward so that all businesses can continue to thrive in this environment.
Yeah.
So, because when you have this type of growth in such an accelerated rate, sometimes it's hard to manage it.
Right.
And you kind of, you step back 10 years later and say, ooh, what happened?
Right.
Or, wait a minute, we're still developing and it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
So I hope that's what it is and that we can, come back 10 years later and say, wow, what a growth spurt that we had from 2024 to, 2030.
Right.
And it was great. And now the population's X versus what it was then. And so just excited about the growth, obviously.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see the growth. Just hope that we can be a part of it and help, whether you're new to the area or from this area all your life and you've retired and you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor and it's time to put in a pool.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, we want to be there for you. So, and we can provide a lot of other things too that we don't talk about a lot. And yeah, just backyard family fun. That's who we are.
That's it.
So, yeah, that's what we want to keep doing.
It's all under that very, very awesome umbrella. No doubt about it. If you want to find either location that we're talking about in Savannah or Claxton, right in the quick links in the show notes of this episode, you can see both locations. pop it right into your GPS.
Yep.
You'll be here in no time.
Easy to find.
Easy
to find.
breezy.
Right on the main highways, easy to get to. That's a good point. I'm glad you bring that up, Dees, because I think accessibility is important.
That's
I
right.
think folks being able to recognize a place of business, know where you're at, easy to get to, in and out is important. And we feel like both of our locations give you that. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you go to the Claxton location, grab a fruitcake for me. So
that's right. We're famous for a lot of things up in Claxton, and fruitcake's one of them. So
that's a big one.
That's a little plug for the Parkers. So
that's right. That's right. Well, Marshall, always a good time to sit down and talk with you. And of course, we
always enjoy it.
We welcome our listeners to write in their questions and let us know what they're thinking about. I know we've got new people that have moved into the region that are listening, that's what it's all about. Educating them on who's here for them locally and where they can go.
Stop in and say hello, introduce yourself. Again, hopefully you'll see me out in public. I'm going to be around in the Claxton area mostly. Alex is mostly in the Savannah location, and you'll see him out and about too. So, but know that we're more than just a pool store. Stop in, say hello.
Yeah.
Let's get to know each other.
I love it. I love it. Well, Marshall, we'll see you next time.
Perfect. Thank you, Dee.
Let the celebrations continue. The team at Pride Pools is excited to give you a huge anniversary special. Actually, 3 of them. To celebrate 50 years all year long, you can get up to $10,000 in savings on 3 anniversary fiberglass pools. There are 3 sizes to choose from: the backyard size, the family size, and the fun size. How cool is that? So stop by the Claxton or Savannah locations of Pride Pools or go to pridepools.com for more information. Thanks for listening. Come by and meet your local pool and spa experts in Claxton on Highway 280 West or in Savannah on Gateway Boulevard South, or go to pridepools.com. If you love backyard family fun as much as we do, be sure to give us a rating and review and subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And if you have a question or topic you'd love for us to cover, drop us an email, info@pridepools.com, or tap the links for Facebook or Instagram in the show notes of this episode. We'd love to hear from you. Now let's go make a splash and have some backyard family fun.
Pride Pools, Spas and Leisure, your home for